From the BBC World Service, in association with ABC and Akashvani, this is Stumped.
Hello and welcome to Stumped, your intercontinental hit of news, features and debate from the quirky world of cricket. I'm Alison Mitchell in London, where we've had news that the former England captain Claire Connor is stepping down from her position at the ECB after 18 years. And we don't often talk about administrators moving on, but she has really masterminded the complete evolution of women's cricket in England and Wales and setting up models which have been followed around the world as well. She leaves as Deputy Chief Executive and MD of Women's Cricket, but not until the end of the Women's T20 World Cup, which is of course being staged in England this summer, but she's been an absolute giant of the game.
With the boys, well, it's the resurrection shuffle in Australia because Steve Smith is in the team at last. Why wasn't he there in the first place? I'm very sorry about Mitch Marsh's testicular problem, but it might be the salvation for Australia.
I'm Sunil Gupta for Akashvani in New Delhi. I needed a good laugh. We've had a couple of very good moments in the last week. The Under-19 World Cup win, and I hope you guys saw that fantastic innings by that young lad, Vaibhav Suryavanshi, 175 80 balls, equaling Kapil Dev's 175, if you remember, way back in the 83 World Cup against Zimbabwe.
Wowie, good work. Jim, I wasn't going to mention the exact nature of Mitch Marsh's injury, but we've gone ahead and done it. So
a groin injury, maybe.
A groin injury, we'll say, yes.
Okay.
Anyway, the biggest and most lucrative match in cricket, India versus Pakistan, is back on after the Pakistan government ended its order for a boycott. Now, the group stage game at the Men's T20 World Cup had been in doubt ever since Pakistan's government stated on the 1st of February that they shall not take the field against India. Pakistan Prime Minister Shehbaz Sharif has said the decision had been made to support Bangladesh, who had pulled out of the tournament when requests to have their matches moved out of India on security grounds were rejected by the ICC. Now, lengthy talks and a dose of high-level diplomacy have now resulted in Bangladesh being given concessions by the ICC and the Pakistan government directing their team to face India on the 15th of February. Sunil, how have these last few days played out in India where you are? Because the statements were coming left, right and centre, weren't they?
Well, you just said it. It was almost nothing but. There was so much talk. The newspapers, editorials, podcasts, television, social media. Because there was top-level politics, you had to keep the chatter guarded, and that's what everybody did because you understood, the tensions and the pulls and pressures in the subcontinent. But honestly, quite honestly, as I said last time, it had nothing to do with Pakistan. It was the Bangladesh versus the ICC matter. And India, I said, about the security, and I'd mentioned there no security concerns in India whatsoever. But I think at the back of everybody's minds, despite all the grandstanding, despite all the brinkmanship, it was bound to happen. This is a World Cup. You don't just boycott a match at the World Cup. It's been done before, of course, for different reasons, Australia, so on and so forth. But this is, as so many people have said, they've used words like the lightning rod, the tent pole of ICC cricket. Now, when you have a match as big as this, and it is big, you don't walk out very casually. So I think at the end, sense prevailed, whatever it took, ICC meetings and so on and so forth. But in my heart of hearts, I can tell you personally, I was fairly certain it would take place on the 15th of February in Colombo.
Of course, Bangladesh's security concerns were triggered by the BCCI pulling Mustafizur Rahman out of the IPL, weren't they? Jim, does it show just how important this match is to, yes, the cricket world, but also wider economically, the fact that both the Bangladesh Cricket Board, the president of the BCB, and then, as we learnt, the president of Sri Lanka personally asked Pakistan to find a solution?
Well, yes, thank goodness it's happened. I mean, the broadcasting economics was going to take an enormous hit if it didn't occur. They're talking about, $250 million worth of TV rights and the rest of it. So something had to give, and thank goodness the politicians have buried the egos and the business of face saving that goes on so much in this brinkmanship world that Sunil was talking about. So, yeah, cricket's definitely the winner with this one. So let's see what comes of the game. Hopefully it's a contest.
Yeah, I mean, the match itself, India-Pakistan goes ahead, but Bangladesh is still out of the tournament, Sunil. I mean, the ICC have now confirmed that they won't be punished for pulling out of the event and that they'll also get to host an additional ICC event ahead of the 2031 World Cup. Is that a good result for them, all things considered? Is it a bit of a sort of face-saving solution for everybody?
I think both of them, yes, absolutely. I mean, Bangladesh getting an ICC event when they were almost out of the ICC, the way that they walked out of this tournament, and the fact that, Pakistan are playing India, all the money is there, as Jim mentioned, and everything is going to be hunky-dory. Yeah, they're not playing this particular tournament, but getting an ICC tournament. I think it's face-saving for everybody. I certainly think it is a good result for the game. It is a very, very good result for the T20 World Cup, because you deserve to have the big games. You honestly do. And it's really unfortunate that Bangladesh decided to pull out. They would have been a very, very good contender in subcontinental pitches.
Well, of course, they were meant to host the last Women's T20 World Cup, weren't they? But that got shifted to the UAE, so perhaps going some way towards compensating for them missing out on that as well. It's not the ideal build-up to what is a massive World Cup match now, is it? India and Pakistan. I mean, all this behind-the-scenes shenanigans, do you think that will affect the players and the match itself in any way?
I don't think so. I honestly don't think so. It's too big a game. I mean, all that was happening. They had nothing to do with it. And the captain, Surya Kumar Yadav, said, we're packed to go to Colombo. And I'm sure somewhere in their heart of hearts, the Pakistan players knew that they would also be going. And let me tell you something about how this match, to my mind at least, is good. Pakistan is going to come relentlessly with spin. They have now a spin quintet. And Jim will recall, and I'm sure you will too, just now Australia in Pakistan, they were taken apart in the T20s. They had spin. India must be careful, though India are in red-hot form. But just one point of caution, that little cloud in the sky. If you look back at the 5 test matches against New Zealand and South Africa, we were taken apart. So you cannot take them lightly. And I think that is what India have got to think about. That's going to be a hell of a game.
Do you think we'll get a good contest, Jim?
It seems in these spin-friendly pitches, you want to win the toss and bat. I was surprised that Harry Brook decided to bowl in that West Indies game, because certainly on paper, if not in reality, the West Indies were better equipped with spin bowling. I've never seen in the last 6-8 months England so bereft of quality spin bowling, and it's showing. It's blowing up in their face. It did in Australia in the test matches. It's blowing up now in this T20 World Cup. So you have to take that into consideration in a lot of the games that are coming up, about a factor of the toss. How important is it to be batting first?
From the BBC World Service, this is Stumped on Akashvani.
Well, a bit on Royal Challengers Bengaluru to finish with, because they secured their second Women's Premier League title after completing a stunning record chase in the final to beat Delhi Capitals. It was a 4th successive final defeat for DC, but a second WPL title for RCB, joining Mumbai Indians as the most successful side in the tournament's brief history. And they did it in style as well, twice chasing down a target of 200 plus during the tournament, which had never been done before, including in the final, where a record chase of 204 was masterminded by captain Smriti Mandana and Australia's Georgia Voll. Well, I've been speaking to RCB's opening bowler, Sayali Satghare, who was originally unsold at the auction, only to be picked up as a replacement for her idol, Elise Perry. And she began by telling me just how memorable these last few weeks have been for her.
I think, yes, now it's sunk in, and thank you so much for having me here. This last month was really special to me. Like, I was genuinely disappointed not being picked in the auction. But after getting that call and, later on how things unfolded, sometimes you feel it's written
It's
destiny.
meant to be. Destiny.
Like, it's meant to be, yes. So, very happy to have won the WPL.
Obviously, winning is the highlight of the tournament overall, but the sort of one thing that you'll really take away from featuring for RCB this year and being part of that family?
It was kind of like a family, because, it was just like, few close friends having fun and playing together. Like, how we used to, like when we were kids, and we were just friends playing with each other and just having fun. It was kind of like that. And I guess that eventually helped us to do well on the field. There was a lot of trust among each other, and the coaches backed us. They gave us all the freedom to just express yourself and play your best game. And they backed each and every player throughout the tournament. So that helped us, and lots of learnings to take forward.
Tell me, what was it like, even just watching that run chase that was a record chase put on with
Oh,
Mandana and Georgia Ball?
yeah. I think both of them batted superbly. It was one of the best innings I've watched Smriti play. I think every ball she played, she middled it. I guess there was I mean, they showed it on TV, like her shot control was around some 96%. So that's superb. And then of course, Wally coming in and playing that innings. I guess she had a couple of low scores before that, but to come out and play that way in the finals when it mattered the most. So yeah, definitely, so great fun to watch.
And what was that winning moment like then for you all as a team to be celebrating and then up on the podium, because you wouldn't have experienced that before?
Yes, yes. We didn't understand if we have won it or not because when Radha hit that shot, I guess the Bale's light came off. So we were wondering, like, what is it? Is she hit wicket or what is it exactly?
Right.
Yeah, like for 5 10 seconds, nobody realized what had happened. Then later on, we started celebrating.
And what's it been like for you personally? Because you didn't think you were necessarily going to be part of the WPL
Mm.
this season, and
Yes.
then the call came and it was from
Yes,
RCB.
yes. I've been an RCB fan since my childhood, so not getting picked in the auction was obviously disappointing. But when I got that call, so I was very, very happy actually to be part of RCB. Like I have followed them since 2008 to be part of the side, and then getting the chances and being able to contribute was I was very extremely happy to contribute in some way I could.
And you certainly did contribute. You were also opening the bowling alongside Lauren Bell, who has been a real
Yes.
superstar of the tournament. What
Yes.
have you learnt from, that partnership with her? How have you enjoyed it?
Yeah, she made my job easier actually. Like she was bowling so many dot balls. It was easy for me to bowl from the other end. But just the way she was so consistent throughout the tournament, it was great to see her bowl that way. And I mean, every game she gave us a good start. Like it was swinging so much, and she was just so consistent with the lengths. And she used to provide that breakthrough. So it was great bowling with her.
And so, how do you feel your bowling has developed over the course of the WPL?
It was just about keeping things simple and try to execute whatever plans we had in our team meetings and, really just packing my strengths. So I've always enjoyed bowling with the new ball. I guess it was really the first time that I got, so many opportunities to play at the highest level. Like past 2 years also in WPL, I did not get so many games.
Yeah.
This was the first time I did place over like 7 or 8 games now. The getting this experience is very valuable to me, and game by game, I guess I understood what needs to be done and what lengths to be bowled.
And when we met in Mumbai last October, we talked about the fact that you'd made an ODI debut. You've now got
Yeah,
an opportunity. You've been named as part of the test squad to tour Australia upcoming. How do
yes.
you feel about that?
Whenever I've played multi-day format games in domestic cricket, so I've really enjoyed doing that. I mean, I love playing cricket, so it's like you don't have any limit on how much you can bowl, how much you can bat. You can just keep on doing that. So I really enjoyed that, and now to get that opportunity to represent India is, it feels really good that. I've worked so hard for so many years and to finally get this opportunity. And test cricket, I've enjoyed watching test cricket too. Now there it's with the pink ball, so
Yeah, very
it's more
different.
exciting. I guess, yeah, very different. And I've seen pink ball test matches in Australia, so I guess it helps the bowlers a lot. Playing under lights will be fun. Yes.
You should enjoy that massively, I'm sure.
Yes,
Let's
yes,
hope that you get that
definitely.
opportunity. Overall, the India Australia tour is such a big one, isn't it, now in the world game? Do you see that as
Yeah, yeah.
is this the biggest rivalry in the women's game by a long way.
Yeah, I would say so. They are the mighty Australians. They have won so many World Cups. They've like T20 or one day or whatever. They're a strong unit, and we like competing against them. We like playing against them because I guess it also brings out the best out of us as a Indian team. So yes, and having a multi-format tour is pretty exciting to go there. And then just before the T20 World Cup, so they're starting with T20. So hopefully, girls can do well there.
Do you feel India have the edge now after being 50 over World Cup champions?
Yeah, definitely. After winning, the confidence is high in the squad. We believe we can, if we play our best cricket, we can beat any side in the world. So yes, definitely we do have that edge.
And a final thought, was it a little bittersweet when you got that call up to play for RCB, because the player that you were replacing was Elise Perry, who I know she's been something of an idol for you, hasn't she? And I'm sure you would have loved to have played alongside her, but you ended up replacing her.
Definitely, I would have loved to play alongside her. Maybe, hopefully next year. Obviously, I came in as a replacement for her, but she's a legend of the game. I cannot replace her in that sense. But I just tried to back my strengths and do what I can do best for the team, and not really try to be Elise Perry, but be myself and do what I can do best.
As I was about to say, I'm sure you'll be hoping to be featuring again in the future. Sayali, congratulations on winning the WPL. Fabulous for you and for RCB. Thanks for being on Stumped.
Thank you so much. Thank you for having me.
Well, that's RCB's opening bowler, Sayali Satghare, after winning the Women's Premier League. And the first of the 3 T20s between Australia and India's women begins on February the 15th, with the test match taking place next month. Well, that's all we've got time for in this week's Stumped on Akashvani. Don't forget you can follow us on X. We're at BBCWS Sports and use the hashtag BBC Stumped. And check us out on YouTube too. Go to the BBC World Service YouTube. Thanks to Sunil Gupta and to Jim Maxwell and all of you for listening. We'll speak to you soon. Bye-bye.
Stumped is a BBC Sport production for the BBC World Service in association with ABC and Akashvani.